What if I told you that right now, somewhere in the world, a small flying machine is helping a farmer monitor crops, assisting rescue teams in locating missing people, delivering medical supplies to remote communities, inspecting bridges and power lines, or capturing breathtaking views from hundreds of feet above the ground? No pilot sitting inside, no cockpit, no passengers, just a machine flying through the sky, following instructions, gathering information, and performing tasks that once required helicopters, airplanes, or large teams of people. That machine is called a drone. And while many people still think of drones as gadgets used for photography or recreation, the truth is far more remarkable because drones are quietly transforming everyday life. Today, drones are no longer experimental technology. They are tools. Tools for business, tools for science, tools for safety, tools for transportation, and tools that help solve real-world problems.
But how exactly are drones being used in everyday life? And why has this technology advanced so quickly? To answer those questions, we need to start at the beginning. Not very long ago, if someone wanted an aerial view of a city, a beach, or a mountain range, their options were limited. They needed a helicopter, an airplane, or expensive professional equipment. The cost could be enormous. As a result, aerial photography was largely reserved for movie studios, television networks, or wealthy organizations. Then, drones arrived, and everything changed. Suddenly, ordinary people could place a camera in the sky at a fraction of the cost, within minutes. And the results were extraordinary. This is why one of the most common uses of drones today is aerial photography and videography. Imagine standing beside a waterfall, a beautiful coastline, a dense forest, or a modern city skyline. From the ground, the view may already be impressive, but from above, an entirely different perspective emerges. Patterns become visible.
Distances become clearer. Landscapes reveal their true scale. Drone photography has opened a new way of seeing the world. Today, travel creators, filmmakers, journalists, content creators, and photographers across the globe rely on drones to capture images that were once difficult or impossible to obtain. Yet photography is only the beginning, because one of the most significant impacts of drones is happening in agriculture. When people imagine farming, they often picture someone walking through fields, examining crops by hand. But modern farms can cover enormous areas, hundreds, sometimes thousands of acres. Inspecting every section manually can be time-consuming and expensive. This is where drones become incredibly valuable. Equipped with specialized cameras, drones can fly over fields and gather detailed information about crops. They can identify areas suffering from drought, detect pest infestations, locate plant diseases, and monitor crop health, sometimes before problems become visible to the human eye. This allows farmers to act quickly, reduce waste, use fewer chemicals, and increase productivity. In some regions, agricultural drones even spray fertilizers and pesticides automatically. Tasks that once required large crews can now be completed much faster and with greater precision. Then there is another fascinating application: package delivery. For decades, goods have been transported by trucks, cars, motorcycles, ships, and airplanes. But increasingly, companies are exploring the use of drones. Imagine ordering medicine. Minutes later, a drone appears overhead carrying the package. No traffic, no long delivery routes, no delays caused by road conditions. Although large-scale drone delivery is still developing, it is already being tested and used in certain locations around the world. particularly for medical supplies. In remote regions, roads may be poor, distances may be great, transportation may be slow, but drones can fly directly to their destination, quickly, efficiently, and often more reliably.
Another area where drones have made an enormous difference is search and rescue. Imagine a hiker lost in a forest, a child missing in a large wilderness area, or survivors trapped after a natural disaster. In situations like these, time is critical. Every minute matters. Rescue teams cannot always search large areas quickly enough on foot, but drones can. Equipped with high-resolution cameras, thermal imaging systems, and advanced sensors, drones can scan vast areas in a relatively short amount of time, even at night. Thermal cameras can detect body heat, helping rescuers locate people who might otherwise remain hidden. In many cases, this technology has helped save lives. And as drones continue improving, their role in emergency response is becoming increasingly important. Drones are also transforming infrastructure inspection. Around the world, there are millions of miles of roads, thousands of bridges, power lines, wind turbines, communication towers, and countless other structures that require regular inspection. Traditionally, many of these inspections were dangerous. Workers had to climb great heights, use specialized equipment, or rely on helicopters. Today, many of these tasks can be performed by drones. A drone can approach hard-to-reach areas safely, capture detailed photographs, record high-resolution video, and provide engineers with critical information. This makes inspections safer, faster, and often less expensive. Another increasingly common use for drones is public safety. Law enforcement agencies sometimes use drones to monitor large events, assess emergency situations, search for suspects, and improve situational awareness during operations. Because drones can reach locations quickly, they often provide information faster than ground units alone. However, this also raises important questions. Questions about privacy. Because whenever cameras can fly, people naturally wonder who is watching. Who controls the data? Where can drones operate? And how should the technology be regulated? These concerns have led many governments to create rules governing drone usage. Because like most powerful technologies, drones bring tremendous benefits, but they also require responsibility. Interestingly, drones are becoming increasingly popular in entertainment. Perhaps you have seen drone light shows? Hundreds, sometimes thousands, of synchronized drones illuminating the night sky. Instead of fireworks, these drones create shapes, animations, logos, symbols, and moving visual stories. The result is often spectacular, a fusion of engineering, art, software, and creativity. Many experts believe drone shows could become increasingly common in the future, offering safer and more environmentally friendly alternatives to traditional fireworks. Meanwhile, scientists are finding entirely new ways to use drones. Researchers study wildlife populations using drones, conservationists monitor forests, marine scientists observe ocean ecosystems, environmental organizations track pollution, and archaeologists discover ancient sites hidden beneath dense vegetation. In many cases, drones allow researchers to collect data that would otherwise be difficult or impossible to obtain. As technology advances, drones are becoming smarter as well. Artificial intelligence is increasingly being integrated into drone systems. Modern drones can avoid obstacles automatically, track moving objects, map environments, and perform certain tasks with minimal human input. Future drones may become even more autonomous, helping firefighters assess dangerous situations, supporting emergency medical teams, monitoring environmental changes, and assisting in ways we can barely imagine today. The possibilities are enormous,
Because at their core, drones are more than flying machines. They are tools that extend human capabilities. They help us see farther, reach farther, work more efficiently, and solve problems in entirely new ways. A few decades ago, drones were experimental technology. Today, they are becoming part of everyday life. And tomorrow, they may be as common as smartphones. Because the drone revolution is not something waiting in the future. It is happening right now. Every time a drone takes flight, it demonstrates how technology can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. And perhaps that is the most remarkable thing of all. The sky is no longer the limit. It is becoming the workplace, the delivery route, the camera platform, the rescue tool, and the next frontier of everyday innovation. The age of drones has arrived, and we are only beginning to discover what they can do.